Hi friends, welcome to all. In this video, we are going to configure IPv6 static route using link local and exit interface. Friends, if you like our videos, please subscribe our channel, like and share. And if you wish to get any technical support, you can contact our team. All the details given in the description below. So here you can see the topology and addressing table we are going to configure in this lab, that is IPv6 static route using link local and exit interface. First of all, we will design this topology. Here we will have two routers. We will choose 4331 router. This is R1 and here we have R2. And we will have two desktops. I will remove this PC0. Let me connect these devices. Coming to connections, we will choose copper straight through. From PC1, we will connect to R1 G0/0/1. Then from R1 G0/0/0 to G0/0/0 on R2. Then we will connect from R2 to PC2. So just I will keep this topology left side so that we can see our addressing table also while configuring each device. So we'll go to options, preferences, and here we will enable always show port labels in logical workspace so that we can see the interfaces we connected. First of all, let me configure these end devices PC1 and PC2. First of all, we will go to PC1 desktop IP configuration and we will configure this IPv6 address as per our addressing table. So it's a 2001:10/64 and default gateway. Here we will give a link local IPv6 address, that is FE80:2. Next, coming to PC2 desktop IP configuration and we will configure IPv6 address 2001:2:10. Prefix 64 and default gateway FE80:4. Now we will configure our router R1. Now enable configure terminal. Just we will set the host name as R1. Also no IP domain lookup. Now we will set IPv6 and IPv6 address for each interfaces. First of all, we will configure interface G0/0/0 which is connected to R2. So here we will configure only a link local IPv6 address. We will go to that interface, that is interface G0/0/0, and we will set IPv6 address FE80:1 as a link local. Then activate this interface and now shut down. Now we will go to the interface G0/0/1 which is connected to our PC1, and here we will set both global unicast IPv6 address, also link local IPv6 address. We will go to interface G0/0/1 and we will set IPv6 address 2001:1:1/64. And also we will set link local IPv6 address as FE80:1 2. Then activate this interface. We need to give a no shutdown command. So here we can see our LAN is up. We configured R1. Now we are going to configure R2. We will configure the interfaces G0/0/0 and G0/0/1. So here on R2, no, enable configure terminal. We will set host name as R2 and now IP domain lookup. We will configure the interfaces. So first of all, we will configure interface G0/0/0, which is connected to R1. And here also we will configure only link local IPv6 address. Coming to interface G0/0/0, we will set IPv6 address FE80:3 as a link local. Activate this interface, no shutdown. Then we will go to the next interface, that is G0/0/1, which is connected to PC2. And here we are going to configure global unicast IPv6 address and a link local IPv6 address. So first of all, we will configure global unicast IPv6 address. So we need to go to the interface. Perfect. So interface G0/0/1. IPv6 address. So address is a 2001:2:1/64. Also, we will configure IPv6 address FE80:4 as a link local. Then activate this interface. So here we can see we configured all the interfaces with required IPv6 addresses. And here we can see the link between R1 and R2 is up. Also, we can see R2 LAN is up. Now we are going to configure IPv6 static route using exit interface and link local IPv6 address. So here we can see this R1 is aware of two networks, and he is not aware of this remote network, that is a 2001:2:64. So we are going to configure that remote network in this R1. So coming to R1 here. First of all, we will configure IPv6 unicast routing, because by default router is not forwarding IPv6 address, IPv6 unicast routing. Okay. Now we will configure IPv6 route, and our remote network is this R2 LAN IPv6 address. So it's a 2001:2:64. Now we need to specify the exit interface towards this remote network, that is a G0/0/0. Then we will specify the link local IPv6 address. That is the link local IPv6 address we set on this interface G0/0/0 on R2. It is FE80:3. Perfect. Copy, run space, start. We can verify it, show IPv6 route. And here we can see that static route we configured. Here we can see that remote network via, here we can see next hop IPv6 address we given as a link local, then exit interface G0/0/0. Next, we will configure on R2. So R2 is not aware of this remote network, that is R1 LAN, that is 2001:1:64. So we will configure that on R2. And here we will give IPv6 unicast routing first. Now we are going to configure IPv6 route, then network address, that is 2001:1:/64. Then we are going to specify the exit interface towards R1 LAN, that is G0/0/0. Then we are going to specify the link local IPv6 address we configured here on R1 for this interface G0/0/0. So it will go via R1. Link local address is FE80:1. Perfect. Exit, copy, run space, start. We will verify the configuration, show IPv6 route, and here we can see that static route we configured with the link local IPv6 address and the exit interface. Finally, we are going to test the connectivity. We will ping from PC1 to PC2. Ping IP address of IPv6 address of PC2 2001:2:10, and here we can see we get the replies. So here we can see only link local addresses are used between routers. I mean between R1 and R2. No global unicast IPv6 address is not set, and still be able to communicate. Then static route use link local address and exit interface. So we have seen that. Then PCs, that is PC1 and PC2, use global unicast for a default gateway. Even you can set a link local IPv6 address also. So that's all in this video. That is configuring IPv6 static route using link local and exit interface. Now, dear friends, if you get any doubt, please feel free to contact us. All the details given in the description below. Stay connected. We will meet again with the next video. Thank you.